Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Create Speak. I'm your host, John the Bopper, and today's guest is a good friend of mine. He has helped me work on numerous a movie, and is also a very proficient writer. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, for Bluevily, aka Connor. Woo, yeah, yeah.
Well, hello. How's it going?
Hi. Hello.
How's your day been?
It's been good. I've been.
Yeah, I totally get that. I've been working mostly. A lot of writing, a lot of schoolwork, basic stuff.
Yeah. So, you write, right? That is a thing that you do often.
Yep, I did one script that has not been made yet. I did a book. I did multiple books, but I'm starting my first novel soon. Well, not starting it. I've started it, but I plan to release my first novel sometime soon. And I do a lot of D&D homebrew writing as well.
Well, I'm very excited to see the novel, and I'm still working on that script. Now that it's November, I can actually get to it. But for now, I guess I have a couple questions for you, if you're willing to answer them.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and shoot.
Okay, put your hand on this book.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I have multiple books in front of me. I'll put it on this book, Dust. It's supposed to be a good book. Didn't read it yet.
Oh, okay. All right.
My hand's on a book, though.
So, how did you get into, writing? What made you want to start?
Actually, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be completely straightforward and honest with you. It's actually because of you.
Really?
Yeah. So, because constantly you're working on scripts, you're looking for inspiration, you're doing stuff like that. And one day I was like, I bet I could do that. And I wanted to do it for so long, and I just kind of didn't do anything until me and Vincent were just walking for I don't know, it was a long time we were walking. I don't remember where it was from. And we just got off on talking about this book, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, maybe I'm gonna write a book. Maybe I'll keep writing. Because before that, the only things really written were D&D, homebrew and stuff. That was just short scripts, excerpts. It really wasn't anything. Until, you were working hard, and I was like, I want to try that. And then I did, and I found out, hey, I'm actually pretty proficient at this. Might as well give it a try. So I guess we're gonna see where it goes from here.
Wow, I honestly never knew that. That's so nice.
Yeah, it was a bit of a funny walk. Because we were I don't remember what it was. I think we were hanging out one day, you, me, and him, and we were walking back from your place. I was dropping him off or something. I didn't have my car at that point because
Oh, okay.
hit my other car.
Wait, I think
It was parked.
I think I know what walk you were talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's really nice. So, anyway, so have you ever, so considering that you write both homebrews and you're working on a novel, right? Is there has your experience writing homebrews for Dungeons and Dragons sort of carried over to characters or concepts that you're trying to introduce in your novel?
Yes, it actually makes things both incredibly easy and incredibly difficult at the same time, which is very interesting and fun.
Wait, how does
Because, listen, I know you're confused, I know everybody is, but I'm gonna explain it and it's gonna make perfect sense. When I make a character homebrew in D&D, I go into great lengths of detail. I describe everything about them. If you ask me for the measurements of where somebody's ears on their head was, I could probably give it to you. I am very, very descriptive, and I like to be pinpoint and accurate. In addition to the characters I actually make for the D&D games I actually play or actually host, I do that as well. But when I'm writing a book, the problem is, when I'm describing a new character, I go into too much detail or too little detail, and then it makes that character boring. For the main character of my new novel, I go into too little detail, as a creative choice rather than an accidental choice, because I want that slot to be like, okay, this is a slot that everybody should be familiar with. At no point in the novel is the character identified as a girl or a boy, their height, their weight. It's never explained because it will be, hey, I can associate with this character. So that's something that is a personal choice that I feel like is probably the best for that. But when it comes to other characters, I have to be very wary on toning down or toning up details because I'm so used to going into great length. It's really fun.
So wait, the entirety of the novel is done from like the point of view of the reader?
It's done from the point of view of the character. The character's name is Luck.
Oh, okay, okay.
There's no. It's supposed to be someone you can associate yourself with, but not somebody that they don't have a perfect identity for them right now. If I ever write a second book, that may change, but there's no plans for that at this point.
So are there any like particular styles visually or thematically that sort of influence the aesthetic or the atmosphere of your stories and your campaigns?
Ooh, brilliant question. That's a very good question. I gotta go with absolutely. I tend to like the horror genre, so when it comes to dark, dreary styles that have to do with like, you're in the fog in the woods, that's always something that's like, hey, that's gonna have my attention, because that's what I look forward to. That's my attention. But I'm also trying to experiment with other things such as steampunk. I'm actually, for anybody who doesn't know, I'm running a campaign at this point in time for a few people, including John, related
Hello.
in a steampunk world, which is specifically meant so I can increase my knowledge and test the boundaries of what Steam can do. Steampunk, essentially. I mean, arcane punk is really cool too, and I like things like Final Fantasy, and I will stretch out to, much farther genres, much farther games, much farther settings. But a lot of things really stick with me with that dreary, fog-ridden, old wood forest. That's always going to be my main go-to kind of inspiration spot, I guess.
Oh yeah, no, I can say firsthand, it works. I mean, like you said, the campaign that we've been playing, I've been really enjoying so far. The story has been a lot of fun overall.
Mm-hmm. You haven't paid any taxes.
Not yet. Just
Nope.
wait. One of these days.
No, you're not going to.
One of these days, I'm
This
gonna.
is
And then when I do, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh man, why are you paying taxes?"
You don't have to do that.
Yeah.
It's funny when you're never gonna have to pay taxes in my D&D game.
But what if I want to?
Well, now we have an issue.
Ah man.
I suppose we can make it possible.
Okay. So, anyway, so this might seem a little off topic, but so you also serve as a camera operator and sometimes a DP for my movies, right? We've worked together for a long time.
Yeah, very long time. I probably, was it? I don't remember what grade it was. It started in middle school though that we started doing this.
Yeah,
That I started helping out.
I think it was like 7th or 8th grade.
Yeah, it really wasn't. It feels like it was so like close to now. I can remember a lot of that vividly, but at the same time, it feels so far away, and it's kind of saddening,
Yeah, but I mean, you're one of the few people who I've mentioned this to on this show so far, who have worked with me in the past. And when I said we've been working together for a long time, I didn't follow it up with too long.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, I mean, what do you remember how I even ended up putting you like in the position of doing camera work?
Yeah, it was actually it's something that is so easy to remember. It's really funny. One day we were doing a recording in Vin's basement. I think we were recording two homies in the basement, not 100% sure. And Mike was recording, and he messed up, and you just said, Mike, just stop. Connor, you do it. And I did. That was it. That was how I got.
God,
That was how I started.
No, you're right.
That was it. That's how I got introduced. Never before have I like, okay, can do professional video camera recording. I've never ever done it until you told me to.
Wow.
And God, was that funny. And it was fun. I enjoyed it. And I'm not bad at it. and Mike still gets his job back. So,
Yeah, I mean,
it's
you're
a win for everyone.
generally very good at it. Actually, in like the last show I did was with like as of recording this, the last show I did was with Mike, and he actually did mention you in his like interview when I was talking about camera work and things like that. He said that you were definitely like up there.
Yeah, I'm gonna be totally honest. There's no way I could like do any of this without a big thank you to Mike. Because honestly, I didn't just learn everything by being told it from you. I did learn a lot, obviously, but Mike did help me learn a lot of things that I didn't know. I didn't know I had to turn the mic on. That was a thing.
Oh,
That was a big thing one. We had
yeah.
to redo a whole shoot for that.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah,
I remember that very well. That was funny.
yeah, that was hilarious. Yeah, so a
Like
big thank you to Mike if he's listening. Thanks, dude.
I'm
Really
sure
appreciate it.
I'm sure he is, but he's also probably like asleep by now. Uh,
Oh,
so considering the fact that you've had so much experience, writing, campaigning, uh, filming, uh, how much of that, like, how much of all those things sort of carry over into each other? Like, does the knowledge that you gain from, like, using a camera, help you better frame things in a campaign, or better help you visualize things in a story?
well, I mean, it definitely can. It definitely can. I'm not gonna go ahead and just blatantly lie and say no, it doesn't, because it does. It matters. Recording with the camera and writing down on a piece of paper are both. They seem like two completely different things, especially when you put in the communication of talking. But I've studied communication for a long time, being a few days. It was definitely longer than a few days. Um, but when you learn to describe something from a certain angle, there's a lot of tips and tricks with the DM that can help you out. Like in the beginning of the campaign, something I'm not sure anybody remembers, but I specified a view angle from above the city, where everybody was visible and a lot of things that your player characters couldn't see. I described them anyway, even though you have no idea,
Right.
because that kind of angle gives you okay, this is the theme of the campaign. This is something that's, it's something to get hooked on, but it's not something that's immediately needing to be addressed, because the way I described it was, okay, I'm just gonna like keep it real short because I don't want to go on for hours. But like a view from above the city, and you were looking at people on top of the towers, looking down on the people below, and they were armed people, but they weren't. They were like agents of some kind, but it was never described. It was never gone into. Even to
Right.
this point, nobody's looked into it because they haven't gotten to anything for it. Will eventually.
Oh my god, no, yeah, no, I didn't even think about that. You're right. Holy
Yeah.
shit. Oh man, we just completely overlooked that, huh?
Yeah. But hey, it's as a DM, it's not my job to say, hey, you missed that. My job is to say, okay, you guys have a story, let me guide you. I'm not telling you where to go, you're deciding where to go, and I'm describing it. That's it. I'm just the storyteller.
I mean, hence why I'm really scared to be a DM at any point, solely because I am kind of a perfectionist control freak, and I would have a very hard time with people not following the things that I set up so carefully. The fact that you can do
it's
that,
not easy.
the fact you can do that, you have the patience of a freaking saint. Wow. I mean, how do you do it? Like, as a dungeon master, how do you I mean, this wasn't one of the questions I even wrote down. I'm just thinking about it now. Like, how do you deal with the fact that your players aren't going to necessarily think about these things that you so intricately set up?
Okay, so this is gonna sound really stupid, but John, you know how lucky I am, right?
Yes, I
With
know.
everything,
Yeah.
ever. What if I told you the entire time I was winging it? I've never wrote down a single word about this campaign. Would you believe that?
It would be difficult to, but I could.
Well, bad news for you, that was an entire lie. I have wrote down a lot for this campaign. I don't wing the whole thing.
Oh.
But I do think about how you guys as players would like to take advantage of certain situations or certain materials or certain goods, and I give you those opportunities. And then if you don't take them, you don't take them. But, for example, I absolutely knew that you guys were going to attempt to do a bank heist. There was a heist planned. There was a building made. I went through the details, and it was there. There was options. You had different ways to go. You didn't have to take this route, but it was the best one, and you guys had other ways to go. You were like, no, let's stick with this one. Makes perfect sense. I don't have to worry about it. But
Right.
I think about what you guys would like to do, and I create those options ahead of time so that it's not everything is winging it. Because obviously, as a DM, you do have to wing it quite a bit. But those
Yeah.
are options. You don't take them, you don't take them. But if you do, I'm ready for it. That kind of stuff. So you only really plan and get it right, I'd say about like 40% of the time. Obviously, some DMs are more experienced and they might go further, or they may have the whole world pre-built completely 100% before they even step foot in it. Obviously, some DMs are just more, what's the word I'm looking for here? They have more initiative than others. It's not that they're better, because you could have a DM that grabs everything ahead of time and everybody hates them. That's something that's totally possible.
Yeah.
But once again, you can also have a DM that does that and is the absolute best. I've had a DM like that once. It was amazing. It was a wild experience, honestly. But not everyone's like that, because sometimes you get DMs like that and then they're rules lawyers and nobody likes them. So
Yeah.
thin line to walk, you know?
I've definitely been there before.
Mm-hmm. I'm just thankful I've never been the DM where after my session a player like DMs me a 4-page essay about a ruling.
Right.
I couldn't imagine. I mean, I could imagine, obviously, otherwise I wouldn't have said it. But, I hope it doesn't happen to me.
Yeah, I would definitely hope so too. I don't think it will. I definitely.
I mean, if it was necessary, if it was important, and they told me that, I guess I'd be thankful. But if it was just like them going off because they didn't like what someone else did, I wouldn't be happy.
Yeah.
So it's what's the word? It's critique, not yelling at someone.
Yeah. No, for
You
sure.
appreciate critique. You don't appreciate people yelling at you.
So, we've talked a lot so far about two very different mediums of storytelling. One almost completely verbal and one almost completely visual. How do those contrasts, do you think, round you out as an artist?
That's a good question. You can't have a drawing without thinking, like words describing to yourself what you're gonna do, and you can't visualize it without knowing what it looks like. So, while obviously I'm not gonna say every single artist ever should go record videos and help people, but it is worth taking a look outside just with a camera, it doesn't matter what it is, and just snapping photos of some things you might want to draw one day. Or something basic and default, like, hey, maybe you just want to learn to practice shadows, you just take a picture of a square, doesn't matter, anything.
Right.
Because having that visual aid always helps. You could trace, you could, do it from memory, you could do whatever you want. But being able to see it in front of you is something that makes the whole drawing in itself feel easier. It's like a stress relief. It also helps you get around art block, which is something I'm very thankful for. Recording
Really?
the videos I've done for you has actually helped me get on art block quite constantly. I forgot whose quote it was, but somebody said, like, oh, if you have art block, just ignore it. Pretend you don't have art block and don't draw. Do something else. Come back to it later and you'll be fine. It just goes away.
It just works?
It just works.
Wow, it just works.
So, taking aside time to just ignore art and go record the videos with you guys, focus on that, take something completely out of the focus of what I'm doing now and focus on something else, helps me get around that block and lets me do more in that area in the first place, which is really how I got started on my drawing for 7.
Right.
I had that character planned a long time ago.
Gotcha. Oh yeah, that reminds me. This is something else that I didn't write down. It just popped into my head. So I'm just suddenly thinking for no reason about the Quest 4 and how I had originally written you into the script, but I didn't think you were home.
Yeah.
And then you were home the whole time and you didn't tell me.
Yeah.
That was really mean, you know. I still think about
Apologize.
No, you know what? Get off my stage, get off my show. Yeah. No,
If
but
it makes you feel any better, I'm going home on Tuesday. When you're not.
God damn it. I guess I don't really have like a reason to go home yet because it's Thanksgiving. That's like a me and dad holiday, so I'm here for that. But I'll be back for
Obviously,
Christmas.
I'll be back at Christmas. Though.
Yeah,
we
no,
gotta
of
celebrate.
course.
My little brother will be there.
Yeah, we can freaking Christmas it up. I already have your present.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm still looking for the present I'm getting for the person who might be listening to this at some point. So I'm not gonna say who you are. Haha.
I will. And then like censor bar. Wait. I have that. I have a soundboard for a freaking reason.
Oh. Like.
Where is it? Where is it?
I was expecting the Taco Bell sound. You know, the bell.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, no. It's yeah, I know. You see, if you're listening out here, Connor's Secret Santa is. I said Connor's Secret Santa is. God damn it! You know that's actually from the freaking Racket Cast soundboard.
I do know.
Dude, remember that?
Oh wait! I could totally give a hint though. They have the same name as me, and nobody knows what that means. I think John would know.
I do know. I know exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, now I know who. Now
Not
I
gonna
remember
elaborate.
who it is. Yeah, because
I'm not gonna elaborate.
I didn't originally remember who it was, but now I do.
Yeah.
So anyway,
It's funny.
There was I think 2 more questions that I actually had prepared. So I know for a fact, for a full-on fact, you are a very, very busy guy.
Oh yeah, no, that's caused a lot of stress in my life, and I have. Hold on, I'm gonna count how many art projects I have to work on right now. I have the list right here. This is from section 9 to section 27. I have something 18 art projects to do plus 4, so 22. Yeah.
Oh.
Including pictures, of course. I have 22 art projects to work on. Individual, one thing in total, but that's fun. And character art, I don't think I need to do any character art right now. I might.
Wow, that's
I do. I promised Vin I'd do character art for his character.
Yeah, but Vin will live. Vin will be fine.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I guess what I was gonna ask is, how do you manage to balance all the things that you do? Because you're like a jack of all trades, so...
Oh, yeah, no, anything I attempt I'm good at. I have no idea why. Except chemistry. How do I do it? Well, it's a lot simpler than it might seem. My entire life is on a schedule. I have dates and times planned out for events that have not happened yet, nor have they been planned yet.
Oh...
So, for example, I have a slot open for when Vincent's party is going to be for his birthday, when he has not told us yet. I have a prediction, and I am 99% sure I'm going to be right about it. So, that's a slot I have open. I know that. I plan way too far ahead of time. Christmas parties, I have a slot open. Just the way it is. I do that all the time. My own birthday, I have a slot open. Even though we're going to celebrate it early, because we always do. But I know when that's going to be already. I mean, obviously, I didn't tell my parents, hey, I want to have a party on this day, and I didn't do any of that. But I will. I have a plan. It's all in place. I plan everything. Everything's on a schedule.
Right.
Everything. I obsess over it.
Yeah.
The schedule is what defines my life. If something is not on the schedule, and somebody tells me to do it, that annoys me. One of my biggest pet peeves as a person is when I go, hey, when somebody tells me, hey, are you free on Friday? And I go, no, I'm doing nothing. And they're like, cool, wanna hang out?
Oh,
That annoys me so much.
damn!
It really does.
I'm
If I
sorry.
say I'm doing, like, if I say, no, I'm not free, I'm doing nothing, and then they still tell me, like, invite me to do something, that annoys me, because I plan to do nothing. Like, as a physical activity, that's what I'm doing. But if somebody just says, hey, are you free? And I go, yes, and that's it, then I do want to hang out. I have a slot open. That's the plan. That works. Because I very rarely say, no, I'm doing nothing. But when I say it, I really mean it.
Okay. Oh man, I know I've done that before. I'm
No,
sorry.
you haven't. You
I
haven't. You're
haven't?
fine. You're fine. You're fine. No, you're good. You're good. It's really funny though,
I
because people don't understand the fact that I sit around and do nothing, and that's to me that's doing something.
no, yeah, like I definitely get that. Especially if I
It's
just
so
did
funny.
something really taxing,
Oh
cuz
yeah.
like especially for me, like autistic burnout is a thing and it's terrible.
Hmm.
Like there are definitely days where I just need to recharge my batteries. But I also like unlike most people living with autism, I can't stick to a schedule to save my life. I despise schedules with everything I have. I didn't even realize I had work tomorrow until yesterday.
Hmm. Sounds
Like,
like you need a schedule.
but I don't want one.
Everyone lives their life their own way. I'm not gonna make you make a schedule.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
it's just like for me, I don't know. I guess I just kind of grew up never having anything planned, so now I just kind of do things super spontaneously. My mom
Mhm.
always did stuff spontaneously too. She'd wake me up like early in the morning on weekends and say, "Hey, there's like a cool thing going on in town. Let's go do it." And I'm like, "Yeah, okay." Unless it
Yeah.
was like a burnout day, and then I'd be like, can we do something closer? Maybe with more food. So,
Yeah.
yeah, like I totally get it. Yeah.
My parents used to do that to me as well. They used to like spontaneously invite me places until I got diagnosed with my condition. Which, for those who don't know, the COVID vaccine, I had the Pfizer one, and it permanently gave me chronic pain. Like, that's a condition I live with now. So I don't really. Well, I'm always invited to go do those things. Yeah, I'm never being told we're doing that because they know some days I just can't do that, which really sucks because in high school and middle school, I was a very, very good athlete. Even nowadays, if somebody asks me to run a race, I am very, very good.
You know, he was always like the active one. You were
Like,
yeah.
I'm actively known as like one of the best conditioned people in our group, like without a shadow of a doubt. But
yeah.
even though I know, hey, my body is capable of doing anything and everything I want. I have no restrictions. There are some days that I'm like, okay, I want to get up, I want to do this, this, and this, and then at some point in the day, I just stop and I can't do anything else.
Right.
It is crushing.
I mean,
And like when you're hanging out with people, when that happens, I feel really bad because I don't have any control over it, but all of a sudden we can't continue what we're doing.
no, you
It's
know,
a huge shutdown.
like it's okay, man. You just need it to be nerfed. You know, to bring it down to our level. I mean, like, I'm like I mean, for example, like Mike is tall but slow. I'm strong but fat, and Vin is Vin.
And
You know, we all have our like sort of things that hold us back, but you know, I mean, we live with them. I mean, I don't necessarily have to live with mine. I'm just fat. And that's okay. You know, I'm happy at least.
yeah. But I mean, honestly, I'm on the bright side. It has given me an extreme tolerance to pain, which is really kind of weird sometimes, and cool, and bad, but hey, it's a thing.
So like, I could like, it takes out pin. You could put this pin like in your arm, and you wouldn't like hurt.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's freaking.
I mean, I did have a period in my life, which is probably not exactly the thing I want to say, but I'm gonna say it anyway because I don't really care. But I got into a really, really bad situation in my life. People were doing things that were very, very bad to me, and I didn't realize it. I'm just gonna say it was manipulation. I'm not gonna go beyond that. I don't want to say any names. But that happened to me for a long time, and I actually started to self-harm because of that, because it went on for so long, and I didn't notice it. And the thing is, that went on for much longer than it should have and caused a lot of damage. I have a permanent scar on my arm now, which shouldn't have happened because I didn't know I was doing it. I was scratching my arm. I had no idea. Never felt it.
Right.
So, enough to the point where if my arm is leaking out plasma, I will have no idea. It is sometimes a curse, sometimes a blessing. More often than not, it's not fun.
Yeah, I get you. But hey, I mean, at the very least, whenever, like anyone I know who's dealt with like chronic pain and disease, they tend to get a lot more done. So I mean, like things they want to do, because they aren't so burdened by the fact that people are going to be expecting so much from them, which can maybe not be so great, sure, but it can also be a good thing because it means you can do more of what you want to do.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Yeah. You see, folks, this is why taking care of people who, taking care of each other when health is not abundant is an important thing to do. The more you know. Wait, do I have a button for that? Wait, hang on.
I don't think you do.
I swear I have a button for it. Just give me a second.
Okay.
Wait. Come on. I know I got something. You know what? That was the wrong one. That was not the right one. Okay.
Oh, well.
No, I was looking for a specific button and I don't have it. Never mind. I have to download some stuff.
Alright, well, I forgot what I was going to say, so we'll just continue.
Well, actually, I only had one more thing left to ask you.
Oh?
So, do you have anything that you want to plug while you are here?
Ooh, I played Dead by Daylight on YouTube. I guess I don't really feel like plugging my Ko-Fi or anything because I don't do much yet. I just write. I make homebrew for if people want me to, but it's not really.
Well, no, that's totally
Search up
something.
Bluevily. That's where I am. YouTube, Ko-Fi. I don't really stream on Twitch, but that's there too. Same name for everything, I guess. It's not very complicated. I'm a very simple man.
He's very good at video. I like it.
Oh yeah.
I used to.
Well, I mean, I could have a better quality mic, but there's not a lot of people in Dead by Daylight who are better than me. I can brag about that without any questions.
No, wait. I'm sorry. I just thought of something just now. That is like a good idea. I think I can't tell you about it. I can't. I'm sorry.
Future episode.
Sure. Let's go with future episode. All right. So, thank you, Connor, for telling us a little bit about what it's like to be you and your creative processes and all the obstacles you must overcome to be as awesome as you are.
Yeah, mostly consuming a lot of Doritos and wait, that's the wrong chip. I don't eat chips. I'm gonna be completely honest. My junk food is very cut. Except for payday bars. I eat too many of those. But yeah, that's me.
Wow. Okay, so I'm gonna kick you out forever now.
Okay.
Okay, but all right, guys. So that was our show for today. Come back next week, where hopefully, if these come out in the order I want them to, I will be talking to my good buddy and editor, Parker from Neos Network. If you have any questions you want me to ask him, leave them down in the Q&A section of this if you're on Spotify, or if this ever ends up going up on YouTube, which, God, I don't even know anymore. That's been kind of freaky. Just leave it in the description, in the comments. Yeah, that's what I mean to say. So anyway, this has been Create Speak. I've been John the Bopper, and I will see you all next time. Bye!